Imagine standing on the shore as the sky turns an ominous shade of gray. The wind begins to howl, and the ocean swells with an almost primal fury. Throughout history, hurricanes have unleashed their terrifying power, leaving behind trails of devastation and tales of human resilience. From the monstrous waves that swallowed entire cities to the relentless winds that ripped apart homes and lives, these natural disasters have etched their names into the annals of history. Join us as we delve into the harrowing stories of the worst hurricanes ever recorded. Number 1. Hurricane Michael. Let's start with Hurricane Michael. Hurricane Michael made landfall on October 10, 2018, as a Category 5 hurricane, the strongest to ever hit the Florida Panhandle. It brought unprecedented devastation to areas like Panama City Beach and Mexico Beach. Originating as a weak tropical system in the Caribbean, Michael rapidly intensified over the warm Gulf of Mexico waters, reaching sustained winds of 161 miles per hour. The catastrophic damage extended into southwest Georgia, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Michael caused 16 deaths across 4 states and resulted in damage estimates ranging from $9 to $12 billion. Its fury reminded us of the relentless power of nature. Number 2. Hurricane Andrew. In August 1992, Hurricane Andrew struck southern Dade County, Florida, with terrifying force. Originally a weak storm, Andrew intensified rapidly, becoming a Category 5 hurricane by the time it hit the Bahamas and Florida. With sustained winds of 141 miles per hour, Andrew destroyed over 125,000 homes and left 160,000 people homeless. The damage was estimated at $27.3 billion, making it the costliest hurricane in U.S. history at the time. One positive outcome from Andrew was the complete overhaul of South Florida's building codes, ensuring new homes are better prepared to withstand future storms. Number 3. Hurricane Dorian. Hurricane Dorian, the first major hurricane of the 2019 Atlantic season, made its mark with terrifying strength. Forming on August 24th, it rapidly intensified, reaching Category 5 with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour by September 1st. Dorian struck the Bahamas with unprecedented force, causing widespread destruction. The storm then moved up the U.S. coast, making landfall in North Carolina as a Category 1 hurricane. The official death toll in the Bahamas was 74, but the true number remains uncertain. The estimated damage in the Bahamas alone was around $3.4 billion. Number 4. Hurricane Harvey. In August 2017, Hurricane Harvey hit the U.S. as a Category 4 storm, bringing with it catastrophic flooding, especially in Houston. Harvey dumped up to 50 inches of rain in some areas, overwhelming the city's infrastructure. More than 13,000 people were rescued, and 30,000 were displaced by the floodwaters. With damage estimates around $121 billion, Harvey was one of the most expensive hurricanes in U.S. history, claiming at least 82 lives in Texas alone. Number 5. Hurricane Hugo. In September 1989, Hurricane Hugo made landfall on the East Coast as one of the most destructive storms in decades. Initially a Category 3 hurricane near Puerto Rico, Hugo intensified to a Category 4 as it approached Sullivan's Island, South Carolina, with sustained winds of 135 miles per hour. Hugo's sheer size and speed meant that hurricane-force winds reached far inland, affecting areas that rarely experience such severe conditions. The storm caused at least 86 deaths and over $10 billion in damages, earning it a place in history as one of the most devastating hurricanes to hit the East Coast. The World Meteorological Organization retired the name Hugo, ensuring it will never be used again. Number 6. Hurricane Sandy. Hurricane Sandy, often referred to as Superstorm Sandy, made landfall in October 2012 after wreaking havoc in Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti. Although it weakened to a post-tropical cyclone, Sandy was powerful enough to devastate New York City and the Jersey Shore. Storm surges of more than 13 feet left parts of lower Manhattan underwater and millions without power. Sandy destroyed or damaged approximately 650,000 homes in the Northeast, resulting in 117 deaths in the U.S. and 69 more in Canada and the Caribbean. The storm caused an estimated $65 billion in damage. Number 7. Hurricane Ivan. Hurricane Ivan struck Gulf Shores, Alabama, as a Category 3 hurricane on September 16, 2004. Despite its Category 3 status, Ivan was one of the most destructive hurricanes in U.S. history. Ivan's long life and fluctuating intensity made it particularly destructive. It reached Category 5 strength 3 times during its cycle, causing widespread damage. Ivan was responsible for 57 deaths in the U.S. and 67 more in the Caribbean, with damage estimates exceeding $27 billion. Number 8. Hurricane Camille. In August 1969, Hurricane Camille struck the Gulf Coast with unprecedented fury, becoming one of only 2 Category 5 hurricanes to hit the continental U.S. since 1900. With winds estimated at 200 miles per hour and a 24-foot storm surge, Camille caused extensive damage along the Gulf Coast and inland areas. The storm led to 256 deaths and more than $1.4 billion in damage. Camille's legacy includes the creation of the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which helps residents prepare for hurricanes of varying intensities. Number 9. Hurricane Gilbert. Hurricane Gilbert, one of the largest hurricanes ever observed in the Atlantic, made landfall in September 1988. The storm covered the entire island of Jamaica, causing widespread destruction. Gilbert caused 318 deaths, with damage estimates around $5.5 billion. The storm's sheer size and power left a lasting impact on the regions it affected. Number 10. 1935 Florida Keys Labor Day Hurricane. The 1935 Labor Day hurricane, the strongest to hit the U.S. in the 20th century, brought 200-mile-per-hour winds to the Florida Keys, resulting in the deaths of approximately 400 people. This Category 5 hurricane struck before the advent of modern weather tracking technology, leaving residents with little warning. The storm's legacy underscores the importance of preparedness and early warning systems. Number 11. Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina is often seen as a man-made disaster due to the infrastructure failures that exacerbated its devastation. On August 26, 2005, Katrina seemed to be weakening, but it rapidly intensified to a Category 5 over the warm Gulf of Mexico waters. By August 28, a mandatory evacuation order was issued for New Orleans. As the Category 3 hurricane hit the city, levees were overwhelmed, causing catastrophic flooding that submerged 80% of New Orleans. Many residents who couldn't or chose not to evacuate were trapped in rising waters, with 40% of hurricane-related deaths resulting from drowning. The slow federal response led to accusations of incompetence and neglect, especially towards poor and Black communities. In total, Hurricane Katrina claimed 1,833 lives and caused an estimated $161 billion in damages, making it the costliest hurricane in U.S. history. Katrina also displaced 400,000 people, many of whom never returned. An upgraded levee system was completed in 2013, but its maintenance poses significant financial challenges for the city. Number 12. Hurricane Maria. Hurricane Maria, the second Category 5 hurricane of the 2017 season, struck just 2 weeks after Hurricane Irma. Maria made landfall in Dominica on September 18, 2017, with winds of 175 miles per hour before devastating Puerto Rico on September 20th. Maria caused widespread devastation, leaving 90% of Puerto Rico without electricity and causing at least $90 billion in damage. The official death toll was revised to 2,975 nearly a year later, making it one of the deadliest hurricanes in U.S. history. The hurricane's impact forced many residents to relocate permanently to the U.S. mainland, highlighting the long-term consequences of such disasters. Number 13. Galveston Hurricane of 1900. The Galveston Hurricane of 1900 remains the deadliest hurricane in U.S. history, with an estimated 6,000 to 12,000 deaths. Striking in September 1900, this Category 4 storm brought 20-foot storm surges and flash flooding to Texas, destroying more than 3,600 homes. With little warning, residents had less than 4 days to prepare. The devastation led to the construction of a seawall and the raising of the city's elevation to prevent future disasters. Number 14. Hurricane Mitch. Hurricane Mitch, which hit Honduras in October 1998, is the second deadliest hurricane on record. This slow-moving storm dumped massive amounts of rain, causing deadly flooding and mudslides. Mitch claimed approximately 11,000 lives, with thousands more missing. The storm caused over $5 billion in damage in Honduras alone, devastating the country's infrastructure and agriculture. Number 15. The Great Hurricane of 1780. The Great Hurricane of 1780, the deadliest hurricane of all time, ravaged the Caribbean in October 1780, killing approximately 22,000 people. This massive storm bombarded islands like Barbados, Martinique, and St. Lucia over 6 days. While precise data on wind speeds and rainfall is lacking, reports suggest the hurricane stripped bark off trees, indicating winds likely exceeded 200 miles per hour. The Great Hurricane remains a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature. These hurricanes serve as a stark reminder of nature's power and the resilience of those who endure its wrath. As we continue to face these natural disasters, it's crucial to learn, prepare, and support each other in the face of adversity. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay updated on more stories of resilience and survival. Together, we can weather any storm.